start with a quick synopsis. Obviously, last night was a big game for us on a lot of fronts, having an opportunity to secure our 12th win, going 7-1 on the road like we talked about. I guess 9-2 in the AFC to this point. A lot of positivity, but more than anything, man, we step into stadiums with a single agenda, and that's that week, that opponent, that game, and there was a lot to be excited about that happened in that game. I thought getting Joe Hayden back and the way in which he was participating was an exciting thing for us. Obviously, his contributions are big for us, and they were big in that football game. We allowed him to travel with Hopkins and work to minimize his impact on the game, and largely I thought he did a great job, particularly for it being his first time back. Can't say enough about the contributions of Cam Hayward, not only in the game, but really all year. You know, oftentimes he gets, misidentified because of our base structure. He's a 3-4 end, but the reality is he's an elite interior rushman, no different than, Aaron Donald or Geno Atkins. And when you look at it from that perspective, the season that he's having is a really special one. He rushes on the interior just like those men, and is having very comparable seasons to the very best in the world in terms of being an interior rushman. We had good contributions in special teams. I thought our punt return game was an asset to us. I liked the work of Eli. We've talked about him some in the past in terms of working through some things and getting ready for another opportunity. He's been doing that now for us for several weeks. I just thought, largely over the course of the last several weeks, his play in that area has gotten really solid. And, man, he played big for us in that game. It helped us in a big way with field position. In order for that to happen, we've got to play penalty-free. And we've had instances this year where we haven't been able to do that in the return game, and we were able to do that on Monday. And so that's big for us. Hopefully that's a catalyst for us as we continue. And then lastly, offensively, I just thought that we maintained balance. Obviously, Ben did a great job of taking care of the football and spreading it around to a lot of people, and people made plays when given an opportunity. The replacement of Antonio Brown, if you will, is a difficult task, but not if everybody simply does their job and makes the necessary plays when the opportunities come their way. That's what happened largely throughout the game for us. It was great to have Vance back. You felt his impact and presence early in the football game. He's missed some time. So there's a lot of positives to build upon. We'll transition now and get ready for Cleveland. And I mean that. That's AFC North football for us. It's the 17th week. You can talk a lot about the structure of this week and the things that you try to get done. But the reality is that it's a football game. We will play to win that football game. Who we choose to employ or utilize or activate, we're in the process of discussing, but make no mistake about it. The expectation will be what it is. The people that we put on the field, we'll expect them to play and play winning football. That'll be our mentality as we prepare. We don't try to overthink some of these things. You can if you allow yourself to. We set out on this thing to dominate the AFC North, and we got an AFC North game this weekend at our place. So that's going to be our mentality. Looking at these guys, obviously they've gone through some tough times this year. You can trace those back to some specific areas. They've turned the ball over quite a bit. So, as you look and prepare for them, what are they going to do to put their best foot forward? Obviously, they're going to minimize the turnover game. That probably includes running the football. We didn't stop the run very well at times on Monday. So we'll have some work cut out for us in that area this week. Crowell and Duke Johnson are a formidable tandem. They complement each other well. They're extremely talented. They're catalysts for those guys on the offensive side of the ball for them. Obviously, we got to get ready to defend Josh Gordon. He didn't play the last time we played those guys, but, they have weapons. Coleman is a former first-rounder. We got to do a good job in those ways, working to minimize some of the explosion plays, but largely whether we're talking about Coleman or Josh Gordon or Sammy Coates or anyone that plays for them, we better do a good job of keeping a lid on it, keeping it in front of us. I think we put ourselves in position to play our best ball when we do that. Obviously, some of those guys have a skill set geared toward the big play. Josh Gordon specifically, we got to work hard in that area. On the defense,